Well, hello, and welcome back, subscribers and fellow My Little Pony fans. Here, let me just switch over to my pony Sona. That's better. So, this is Crystal Dust, my pony Sona character that at the time I was a little bit worried about posting them on the internet because of her being mistaken immediately for an alicorn. Yes, she does have wings, but it's because of her magic. Because at the time there wasn't extreme spells that there is in the later, 2019 version of My Little Pony back in 2013 and 2014. The closest we had was that rarity-getting butterfly wings spell, and I extremely exaggerated that and gave her a substitution of can't use magic while she has wings because it takes too much power. I used to create a lot of random pony designs based off of elements and just random ideas. I also had created my now fiancé, at the time boyfriend's, pony Shadow Dust, and my character was then named Crystal Dust when they got married in the pony universe and had a daughter named Rosebud. Created an antagonist named Nightmare and a bunch of rainbow gray ponies that were basically just clones that Nightmare had created, and they weren't supposed to be real, but Crystal decided to kind of ask Shadow Dust if they could try to help them, but they were still kind of like antagonists, so they were a bit unruly, and though the story with the assistance of my fiancé in a Minecraft world, mind you, of a replication, I made a comic. Feel free to pause and read this if you like, but it's a little cringy. This is the only surviving pages that I have, but the story is definitely ingrained in my head still, and it was basically Nightmare captures Crystal, thinking that she's the only one who would understand him, being a little bit different, and wanted to make her a queen, so let's revisit that story and revamp the characters a little. I still wanted to keep Nightmare as he was, and yes, I'm temporarily keeping the names, but we'll probably wind up coming with something a bit better fitting later on when I do more My Little Pony artwork. Back in the time of 2013 and 2014, the story was pretty much just he was evil and wanted to capture my pony as a companion for the story, and being that she's already taken and has a pony kid with Shadow Dust, that wasn't gonna work. So, edgy story aside, let's redo this. Nightmare instead in this version is trying to kind of just show the power of a male alicorn, which is unseen in Equestria. So this would be an alternate universe of Equestria where male alicorns exist but are so far and few and rare. Nightmare decides to create a clone army and show about the power of a true king, since there seems to only be princesses around, and the last king, King Sombra, was just a unicorn who had gone power hungry. In this version, Nightmare pretty much just sides of the unused, so to speak, talents of the cutie marks that people underutilize or underestimate, kind of seeing as those that are more cursed like cutie marks. And basically creating them from shadows in a sense, but bringing them to life with the powers of cutie marks. Almost like imagine if you were to bring a dream imaginary friend to life. That's basically what I tried to make his powers be. So pretty much just to the equivalent of any pony, there would be kind of like a Nightmare opposite. That's basically what Nightmare's job was doing. A little bit more of a stable, chaotic discord. So for Nightmare in this tale, they had started to feel lonely and created the clones and tried to show the power that they had of their nightmarish kingdom. Now no, this isn't like a kingdom in the dreams, it was literally a separate place. Starting out with Red, the first creation that they had made, a friend of theirs who was a bit unstable with their broken yin and yang cutie mark. They had an absolute anger management problem and would just want to decimate anything and everything they could, so was seen sort of as the leader of the group of these 6 ponies. And the first change that I made was I made him an earth pony because I didn't like that all of them were just unicorns or pegasi. I wanted there to be a bit of a variety that would best fit, and I don't know, a heavy hitter earth pony named Red with this, I think fits him still. Then Orange. Orange was actually a personality that my fiancé had assisted me with, being that he's unhinged and sounds a bit Scottish and loves butter. And explosives. Don't really know where the butter thing came from other than it was in Minecraft, and at the time we called gold butter. Crazy pony Orange here was the second one who was created, and again, these are the most unusual types of cutie marks that talents would not be expected, and his is just going absolutely crazy and using magic and explosions in ways to just create as much destructive chaos, and I feel like Discord would love Orange just for how chaotic and unhinged they are, and doesn't matter how much danger they get into. I decided to give them a little bit of a chip in the ear and show that their hair looks like they stuck their hoof in an electrical socket, and just decided to keep it that way. Not too much changed for orange, so I was happy with that. Moving right along to yellow, I did the most changes with yellow, where yellow used to be just absolutely just loved super, super loud music and wanted to blast that bass at its full volume. In this case, I decided to rechange yellow to being that they're so tone deaf, but they're trying their hardest, and their cutie mark matches it with kind of like a really wiry, wavy note of music where they stay up all night trying their best, and they have that unkept hair and mane style where they're trying their best to make music that every pony will like, but don't understand why people aren't really listening because they're tone deaf. I really like this redesign, it's so cute. Moving along then to two of my favorite boys, we'll start off with Green. Green is basically just like a plant version of Fluttershy. I absolutely don't care if it's a complete ripoff in that sense. I thought, what if they seemed really nice and they were calm and chill and they liked plants, but if you didn't keep care of your plants, they would be super angry. And part of that design that I wanted to show is that they never cut their mane. They like to keep things natural and beautiful as nature is, and I thought it would be kind of funny to give them a poison ivy leaf for their cutie mark because it seems really cool, but if you accidentally touch it, it's an irritation that never goes away, which I think fits for him. I like it. And my next favorite one is Blue, and Blue got featured in the story of me and my fiancés as the adopted from the bunch, where later on in the story, Nightmare was just Blue betrays him and just was I don't want this crystal pony to get hurt. She seems super nice. And so Blue, being made fun of by the rest of them for being soft, and even Green being Blue's only friend, didn't understand why they would want to leave the safety of Nightmare, who was the only one who took care of them, but Blue saw a better future away from them because they were just as mean as some ponies could be in the real world, so they thought they would probably have a better chance with new friends rather than the ones that they had grown up with. Blue had met Crystal and was just almost a affection, but then realized it was more like a maternal kind of care of they've never seen a mom pony. All they grew up with was just a bunch of rowdy brothers and a dad figure. So this was a new change for Blue and something that was just something that Blue wanted. So I thought it was kind of cute, kind of like an adopted unicorn son of the family, and I still want to keep that, and they look so sad, but I liked to keep them pretty much the same. And the last of the designs was Purple. Purple was kind of a last-ditch addition. I couldn't come up with a personality for them other than aggressive gem hunter. I thought of if they were a Pegasus in this situation, what if there was gems in a similar floating island to Cloudsdale, but it was all rocks, and it was the only way for ponies to get up there was they had to be a Pegasus. So I went with that kind of bold space cadet angular design. Same thing with the cutie mark of almost how kind of kids imagine space stars to look, so I made it look kind of galaxy since they were a Pegasus. And I don't know why out of all of the character designs, I guess I tried to mirror a good chunk of them to the main six, but then tried to give them their own unique set of personalities, but them and Green, Purple and Green just basically are Rarity and Fluttershy, but gender swapped, but to an extreme. I don't know, I still like these guys, and I think that their character personalities stands out a lot more bold than their initial cheesy designs, because all of the old ponies that I had designed all had the same hair, so I hope that this made them look a little bit more distinct. And if you guys would like to help me come up with some new names for these guys, let me know some ideas down in the comments, and if I like it, I'll feature you in the next video that I bring these guys up in. And for those of you who have made it this far, thanks for indulging in my slightly cringy retelling of these guys. I liked redesigning them and revisiting them, and I want to do the element ponies and crystal dust and the stories next, so like for a part 2, and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay possum, subscribblers. Bye-bye!